All right, here we are, day one of the integration actions, right? The whole point of this is to take what you just learned and start to integrate it into how you behave naturally so that this stuff becomes not just something that you think about every now and then, but it's part of who you are. It's unthinking habit. So the first thing to do here, I will tell you the mission today, and then I'll describe sort of how to set it up, particularly with whatever your day looks like. So the mission is going to be better than good. And what I mean about that is that when people meet each other or say hi in the morning, whatever they do, they often have this little routine that you've done a million times, which is, hey, what's up? How are you? I'm good. How are you? Good. How's your weekend? Good. Everything is just good and bland, and it's on autopilot. What I want you to do, this is going to help us focus on the fun part of making a good first impression. And honestly, these might not even be first impressions. You're just going to be making good impressions on people that you might already know, which is fine, because that'll carry over to the first impression. But you're going to go, and when you meet someone, you're going to be better than good. So you might be phenomenal, stellar, awesome, fantastic. And when they see you, they go, hey man, what's up? How are you today? Like, I'm awesome. How are you? And when you do that, that's the little habit. We're just going to talk about how to do that once. When you do that, you will notice in them a complete shift many, many times, right? Because you'll break them out of the pattern of, hey, what's up, good, good. And they'll stare at you wide-eyed like, whoa, like, I'm shocked. And I got to tell you, my clients are oftentimes amazed by the difference that this little thing can make, not just in that moment, but on their mood in the rest of the day and how people respond to them. So this is why it's the first one. It's really small and it can make a big difference. So let's talk triggers, because we want to make this a tiny habit, something that is so easy that you couldn't not do it. So think through your morning. And I want you to think of a person that you're likely to see. It's best if you're doing this on a Monday because you'll have 5 consecutive days of challenges and missions ahead of you. And that way you can just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 without a break. If you do it over the weekend, things get a little bit different, right? Your schedule's off. It's more flexible, basically. So best to start this on a Monday, but think who you are likely to see in your morning. For a lot of people, it's the secretary at their work. If you're in school, it might be someone that you know that you're going to see when you go to class. Maybe you carpool, but who is one of the first people that you are almost guaranteed to see? And it doesn't even have to be a specific person, right? If you're like walking through a crowded hallway and you know that 3 people are going to ask you this question, make the place the trigger. And so what I want you to do is think of the moment right before this person or this place occurs. So for what I mean by that is, like, if it's the secretary in your work, the moment right before might be walking into the building and you grab the handle or it opens automatically and you feel the air conditioning on you and there's a little ding as you go into the door. The more vividly that you can imagine this moment, the more powerful the trigger is going to be. So right now, once you've got the person or the place, think very concretely. What are the looks? What are the smells? What are the sounds? What very particular things in your mind were going to be that reminder so that you know to be better than good? So for, like I said, for a lot of people, it's that opening the door and they see the secretary right there and they go, oh, I know what I have to do. So lock that into your mind. Then the tiny habit is going to be very simple. You walk up to them, hey, what's up? How's your weekend? How's your whatever? And when they ask you, be effusive, better than good. Even before they ask you, big smile when you see them, right? And when they ask you, it's not just, hey, what's up, how are you? Good, well, I'm awesome, great, awesome, later. The word isn't enough. You have to use the word and the inflection and the emotion behind it. So really push yourself in this moment to be better. If you get hit by a car on your way to work, this is not the right day to do it. It's basically substituting good, fine, great for something that is better, something that is going to be honest, but just pushing yourself to feel a little bit better on the lazy morning than you normally do. I'm not asking you to completely fake it, right? If it is a truly miserable day and your dog just died, not a good day, come back to it later. But for all other days where it's just like a bland morning, choose to be better than good. It's going to make you feel better. It's going to make them respond better. And so that's the trigger, that's the tiny habit, but the feedback loop is going to be important. One, you're looking for that shift in them. Anything that is like they're shocked or like, wow, like you woke up on the right side of the bed this morning, that's fantastic feedback. For you, notice how you feel. When you're better than good, when you're phenomenal, does that feel better for you as you stroll into the office rather than just being like, oh, 8 a.m., I can't do this again, right? Notice that feedback and try to carry that forward. Your aim, not your mission, but your aim is going to be to do that for the rest of the day. Anytime you encounter somebody, particularly right after that moment, Be better than good. Phenomenal. Choose your word now. Stellar. Fantastic. Say it a couple times right now. I'm amazing. I'm stellar. I'm fantastic. It's the eyes. It's the smile. It's the volume. All of those things are important. So that is going to be the mission. The one concrete thing that you must do is set the trigger and pick one time to do it. If that's all that you do, great. But your goal to actually make this stick and go farther, this isn't necessary, but this is part of building on tiny habits, is going to be to continue that for as much as you can, as frequently as you can throughout the day. At the end of this, what I recommend, you can do it yourself, but honestly we've set it up so that you can do it with Charisma University, is to come back and write what happened, right? You can just write it in the comments or the forums for this day, whatever you want to do, and what you learned. Because the idea is that after these 5 days, you might notice that like day 1 and day 4 had a huge impact on how people responded to you. And other people are going to be like, actually for me it was day 2 and 3. Wherever you are is going to dictate that, right? Whatever comes more natural to you, whatever are your bigger deficiencies, that's where you're going to see the most leap. And I can't predict that. You are going to need to write this stuff down and remember it so that when you're going, what do I need to take? What's the 80-20 of this module for me? You'll have written down, wow, it's going to be day 1 and day 4. And those are the things that I want to focus on bringing forward so I don't have my mind clouded with all this other stuff. So that is the mission for today. Be better than good. If you can, carry it with you through the day and then write down what happens. Excited to hear how this goes and very excited to start your first little mission here. Well, honestly, I'm very looking forward to see how this all turns out for everybody. So catch you in the comments. I'll be in there, and make sure, again, to write this stuff down because it's very important going forward.